In this video, we're just going to practice some more examples. I created examples where we've got to change both equations and all of them. So if you want to pause the video and write this one down, you can. I'm going to click to the next page. Here's the second one. Pause it if you need to write it down. Here's the third one. Pause it if you need to write it down. Okay, I'm going to go back. When you start the video back up, I'm going to start back with the first one. And I'm just going to lower the screen and show the solutions. So don't turn it on until you're ready to see the solution. So what I did, and again, it doesn't matter whether you decide to eliminate x's or eliminate y's. I just went with x's when there's the same number of steps. I took the top equation, there you go, on both sides times 5. And I took the bottom equation on both sides times -4. That's not the only pair of numbers you can use. You could use a -2 up here and a +3 down here, or actually just a regular 2 up here and a +3 down there. Get rid of your y's instead. Okay, or you could, instead of 20, you could use 40 or 60 or 80 if you wanted. When the x's go away, wrong button, we get 23y equals 46, or y equals 2. I plugged the 2 into the top equation, but you could plug it down here just the same. That would be a -4. If you add it over, you get 10. If you divide by 5, you still get 2. So the ordered pair solution for this system is the pair of numbers 2, 2. Now, elimination is what I used here on the left. But notice I did show substitution over here on the right. And there's 4 places you could start, 4 ways you could do substitution. But I just solved the top one for x. Because of the 4 and the 5 and the 3 and the 2, fractions would be involved no matter what. Now you're still going to get, if you're careful, to y equals 2. And then you can plug it back in and get x equals 2. But again, while this is correct, most students would rather avoid fractions. So they say, I don't want to go there. I want to stay here. On the next page, I just did it the one way. Again, well, I changed the first ones because I wasn't necessarily paying attention to what I was doing, but it would have been shorter if I would have multiplied both sides of this one times 2. Okay, what I did instead is took the top one times 2 and the bottom one times -3. But this path would actually be shorter. Of x minus 2y is -18. This would tell me 21x equals -21, and we'd find out x equals -1. When we plug it into the top equation and solve for y, we would still find out that y equals 3. Okay, and probably that's the path that more of you took than what I did, because you probably looked at it a little more closely than I did. Okay. So this is here. Again, I took the top one times 2 and the bottom one times -3 to get the steps I showed here. Okay, either path is correct. Okay, substitution would work here also. If I wanted to solve that one for y, there'd be no fractions, but any of the other paths would have fractions involved. Okay, and regardless of the path we take, we should end up with -1 for x, +3 for y, following all those paths. On this one, I just went with creating opposites with the x's. So I took the top equation on both sides times 2. And when I did that, and I added them together, I got 0 equals 0. 0 equals 0 is one of our special situations, and so I have to determine the truth or fiction of this statement. And 0 equals 0 is always a true statement. So that means I have a dependent system. A dependent system means I have an infinite number of solutions. So again, I took 2 paths. You can either go here, or you can go there. And when I solved the top equation for x, in a hurry this morning, I guess. It says x equals 6/5 y plus 12/5. If x equals stuff with y's in it, y gets to be its own name. Over here it says y is equal to 5/6 x minus 2. So if y equals stuff with x's in it, then x gets to be its own name. So you can either circle this on your paper and say here are all of those solutions to the system of equations that's up above, or you can circle this on your paper. Here's the other option. So let me know if you need help. I'm available. Just give me a shout.